in most strategy games, you have things that you can build that the designer has told you can build, like a tank.
Right, like a tank, an airplane, car,
Right. Thank you. Can you let me do the nail the designer has made a tank that you can build, or an airplane that you can build, or a ship that you can build. But in Alpha Centauri, you, the game player, can design the units, almost like Legos, putting together different pieces. So you might want an airplane with wings, but you add a special cannon onto that, a special weapon, add some radar or armor, or maybe you have something that moves along those. One other thing that's fun is to be able to change the map. In most strategy games, you have a map and you discover where the mountains are, where's the water. But in Alpha Centauri, you can also change it. Here, Ryan is making a mountain in the middle of the ocean. So if you don't like the map that the computer makes for you, you can, in the middle of the game, you can change the map. And
although it would take longer and it would cost energy, it's just kind of a cheat mode.
And you also can use this as part of your game playing. If you build a mountain, it might make less rainfall. If you build something special in the game, costs a lot, takes some time, but when you build it, you can get a special movie that shows you what you've built and what the special abilities that it gives to your group.
Your awareness outward, beyond the self of body, to embrace the self of group and the self of humanity. The goals.
So there have been a lot of real-time games that have come out over the last few years, and not many turn-based games. And we think that means that there's an opportunity for people still like to play turn-based games, but there haven't been many new good turn-based games coming out. So we think we're not making the same kind of game as everybody else, but we're making a game that we know people like to play. We know people like to play Civilization and Colonization and games that we've done before. So we think there's a real opportunity here for people who haven't seen many new turn-based games to now find a good new turn-based game. Turn-based allows us to put more interesting things to think about into a game. If you can look at something and think about it for a little while, say, then we can put 5 or 6 different things in there that you can think about. In a real-time game, when you're jumping around and clicking here and there, the game has to be a little bit simpler. It can't have as many different things, parts to the game. It can still be, a fun game, but it's the kinds of games that we like to do where we have some economic things going on. There's diplomacy. There is military. You're discovering. You're exploring. You're doing many different things. So in order to
I personally hate the turn-based games.
Right. What?
After the turns, like sit there for 5 minutes.
You see, it's just not for.
Sit there for 5 minutes and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot the computer.
Ryan, would you like to play some StarCraft?